What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. We're having a couple issues, technical difficulties. We will be right back in about 5 minutes.
You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. Fat Mike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. Fat Mike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers from the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. The best.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show. Sorry about what the hell happened there. I have no idea what happened. We've been live for 6 minutes. Just a black screen. So, I mean, hey, I tried something new today. It did not work out, Angelo. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Listen, I'm not computer savvy. I'm not a computer savvy guy. Never claimed to be. Okay?
No, that's true. That's true.
I work a computer like Matt Nagy runs an offense. Not well.
Oh, it's terrible then.
Boom.
Terrible.
Boom. First Matt Nagy jab right away.
Boom. Right. Yeah. Knock it out.
All right. Knocked it out. Knocked it out of the fucking park, baby.
Yep.
Angelo, how's it going, my friend? My heterosexual life mate partner, Angelo Camacho. How's it going, bud?
Could be better.
Could be better.
I feel like this that 5-1 start seems so far away.
Yeah.
So long ago.
It could be worse though. At the same time, you could stub your toe on your way to the desk there. That would have been.
I mean, I would say we could be the Jets, but at least the Jets are going to have a top 5 pick in the draft and the potential to improve their team, unlike the Bears.
I hate everything New York. I'm glad we're not the Jets. Again, my rant to New York continues to week 9 still, and I say fuck New York and everything about that entire state. Everything. I don't like anything about that state. But man, oh man, what a shit game Sunday was, Angelo. That was
so it really wasn't that bad the first half. The first half was actually really good. You've seen a lot of stuff that you've been asking to see. Deep shots down the field. The running game looked pretty okay. I wouldn't say it was great, but it looked okay.
Listen, David Montgomery got some touches, man. I'm happy about that.
Right. And then all of a sudden,
one to take away. That's one of them.
And then all of a sudden, I get calling that timeout because you think I'll get the ball back, I'll stop them. But the defense, unfortunately, the defense that's been so good all season really let you down that last drive by the Saints in the first half, and they just never bounced back after that.
Right. No, it was a tough game. I don't know how they stuck in it for as long as they did, but they did. And I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to complain because I didn't think the game should have been that close to begin with anyways.
Right.
I really didn't. I thought the Saints were going to come in here and, just pound sand with the Bears, and it didn't turn out that way.
Right.
The Saints, no Michael Thomas. No, that
Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel Sanders was out as well.
Yep.
And thank you, because I was getting there. I wanted to call him Eddie Royal. Close enough though.
That was Cutler's favorite target when he was
right. But no, it's listen. Without those things, without Emmanuel Sanders, without Michael Thomas, it brought this game to be a little bit closer than what it was because Drew Brees didn't have his weapons.
Right.
I will say this though, Alvin Kamara fucking carved us up, man.
Yeah, it was.
And
rough.
That dude is an absolute stud, man.
Yeah.
He is very, very, very good. I'm not saying anything that that everybody doesn't know already. But Sweet Pete, the Bears knew going into that game that they were going to have one weapon to guard the entire fucking game in Alvin Kamara, and they couldn't do it. Is it because he's that good?
I think so. So I think when I watched the game, it looked like the Bears were just off balance the whole time on defense. They never really – there were a few good drives, but overall, it didn't look like they knew what they should do, whether they should – focus on the pass or focus on the run. Then times you thought that they nailed it, they couldn't get to Drew Brees because, he gets the ball out quickly. And the defense, as much as I want to say, has been solid all season. They let us down last week. You know what I mean? And not that the offense played fantastic because it didn't. Nick Foles is looking more and more like Mitch Trubisky, except less mobile, At least when Mitch was back there, he could move around when the pocket collapsed. Foles just falls backwards because he can't do nothing.
I don't know where to begin with this. We are going to touch base on the whole Foles, pulling his labia again this last week. We are going to touch base on this. But listen, and I said this from the get-go, man. It didn't matter if you had Nick Foles back there or Patrick Mahomes back there, or Mitchell Trubisky back there, or Deshaun Watson back there. It doesn't matter who you have back there because that offensive line is so bad, especially now at this point in the season with having how many guys beat up, banged up, injury, COVID, Cody Whitehair now on COVID protocol, as I heard today.
Yep.
Listen, man, It all starts in the trenches up front, and I've been saying this from the get-go, from the fucking draft on. It all starts up front. You got to get some.
Yep.
If it was Mitch, you still had to get that kid some protection back there. If it is Nick Foles, you still got to get him some protection back there to protect him. Plain and simple.
Yep.
I mean, the word protection says exactly what it means. You protect. All right, and right now the offensive line for the Bears, they can't get anything going. No push forward, no separation. I mean, that's all they're giving up is separation to the opposing guy on the other side of the ball.
Right. I mean, injuries. I mean, the offensive line didn't look great before James Daniels went down. Since he's gone down, it has just been a wreck. We talked about it on Talking Football with Yurko. I don't understand how they don't bring in 5 guys every single week just to try out, because what is it going to harm? Nothing. You can't. Nick Foles will not last. He just won't. Behind this offensive line, man,
it's tough, man.
It's like, especially, okay, so all the big news right now with the Bears is there's a lot of COVID protocol type of stuff going down. Tyler Bray or Trubisky is hurt right now. At first, I thought maybe it was to kind of silence the Trubisky should be in type of noise, but find out he's in Los Angeles. He's dealing with like a doctor for some structural damage in his shoulder. That sucks. But now Tyler Bray is on the COVID list because he was potentially around the guys who have tested positive for COVID. So the Bears are going in to Sunday's game with Nick Foles as quarterback. That's it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah, exactly. And if he gets banged up or he gets hurt, it's Tyler Bray, and that's a scary, scary sight. But
no, Tyler Bray's not playing.
Oh no, what happened?
He has to be quarantined or there's the potential that he might not play because he was in contact with those guys that tested positive.
No.
Yeah. So like you have no other quarterback, and they can't bring anybody in because that person has to quarantine and follow
Cordero Patterson.
I think
Cordero Patterson.
I was reading that they might have David Montgomery do it because he was a quarterback in high school. I don't know, man. Watch.
Is that not sad though? That's what we have to resort to right now. Is that not just that's pathetic? That is so.
I was
pathetic.
listening to Waddle and Sylvie today on ESPN 1000, and they were talking. Sylvie brought the idea of Jay coming back and playing, and as you've seen on my Twitter at SportCourtAC, I did a little poll. I asked everybody, "Hey, if Hitler was dropped on this Chicago Bears team, would he automatically be the best quarterback on the team?"
Yes.
Yes, no, or don't care with a cigarette emoji. Because, Smoking Jay don't care.
Right.
But in my opinion, 100%. He's been out of football for 2 years, and he'd still come back better than Foles or Trubisky.
Yeah, no, yeah, without question. I firmly believe that. Listen, I was a big fan of Jay Cutler when he was here. I didn't care what anybody else thought. I loved Jay Cutler because the guy was just made of steel. Everybody called the guy, a sissy and a ninny because he got banged up. The guy was behind a terrible makeshift O-line, just like not so much better than what we have now.
Right.
Okay. And not only that, but the guy had 7 different offensive coordinators in 9 years, or 8 offensive coordinators in 9 years.
Yep.
Listen, it's hard to learn a system if you keep on getting jumbled, bumping around. That's my argument for Jay Cutler, and that's the way I'm going to stick to it. I don't care.
I love Jay Cutler, man. He was my favorite quarterback to watch.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of them up there. He's up there. At least he made the Bears games exciting. At least I watched them, and I still watch them, but at least they made them fun to watch because Jay Cutler was either going to do it or blow it, plain and simple.
Did he do dumb shit? Absolutely. But you're seeing that right now with Nick Foles. When that pressure starts to get to Foles, what does he do? He's just throwing that ball up. It's the same thing that happened with Cutler when he was first in Chicago. Under pressure like that, he just to get rid of the ball, especially like when Cutler was playing, they were doing 7-step drops and the defense was still getting to him. So you're losing 15 yards on a sack. You know what I mean? And especially this Bears offense right now, they can't sustain a 15-yard sack. They can't get 10 yards half the time. Like, there's so many problems. And what's going to end up happening is they're going to make the playoffs, especially if the NFL does that extra team that they're already adding, or they already added that extra team, but now they're talking about adding another team. The Bears are going to make the playoffs. The Bears are going to get the 8th seed. They're going to get beat, and then they're going to be back where they are right now. I believe they're like the 18th pick in the draft right now.
Right.
18. What does that get you? What does that get you? Nothing.
Not much. Not much. Not much at all. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I've been on the same arguments for the last 3 years. You know, the picks that you have had in the top of the draft, you've muffed on. And now that your defense is still good enough to win 8 games, you're not going to be good enough to get one of the higher picks. So therefore, you still land in mediocrity because you're not going to get a game-changing player at 18. It's very rare. Okay?
Right.
But the things that they can do is to start becoming a complete team. I'm not at 18. Fine, do what you got to do. I'm not taking fine. Fuck me. I don't care. You can yell at me. You can bitch at me. You can tweet me. Tweet me at FatMike Chicago all you want, guys. I am not taking a quarterback with my number 1 overall pick in this year's draft at 18. I don't care if Mac is available. Mac Jones is available down there in Alabama. Alabama quarterbacks, not my forte. Let's see how Tua is. He's 1 game in. Other than that, Alabama quarterbacks, not that fucking fantastic. Okay?
Tua looked a little suspect. He looked a little
suspect. He didn't look fantastic, but start now. Build that offensive line. You can find an offensive lineman at 18. You really can. You can find a difference maker O lineman at 18. You can find a difference maker O lineman at 18 in the second round. All right, at 34, 36, or 40, 38, or whatever the hell it would be at that point. You can find difference makers, or 48 or whatever it would be. You can find difference maker type of O lineman at those picks. They have to. That's where they got to start. You got to blow this thing up, especially on offense. Defense, still good enough to win you 8 games, whatever you have on the offensive side of the ball. But on the
then you're in the same situation.
You're not
in the same situation.
You're starting to build again. Defense. You still have Khalil Mack. You still got Eddie Jackson. You still got Jalen Johnson. You still got Roquan Smith. You still got guys. All right. Yeah, you lose Akeem Hicks. Okay, that sucks, even because he's getting old. You lose Mack. He's still got a couple good years left in that tank, man. He's only 28 years old.
I would trade him.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but I understand I get what you're saying. But don't count it out immediately right now when you could still build on that offensive side of the ball.
I mean, you've been a Bears fan your whole life, right, Mike? I have also.
My entire life.
When have they ever proven to build on that side of the ball? Never. And you look at the Mac trade, which I loved it solely for the purpose to not get Khalil Mack, because I knew that they were in on him also.
Right.
But at the same point in time, when you give up those first round draft picks to get a guy like that, and then you have the 2018 season that they had, these last 2 seasons are complete failures. They're complete failures. Because now what? Now Mac's 2 more years older. They're not going to do anything in the playoffs this year. Then you're going to go into next season. He's another year older. If the Bears were smart, and I love Khalil Mack, my kids got Mack, I would seriously think about trading him for draft capital in this draft coming up. And I would get rid of Ryan Pace because he hasn't done anything draft-wise for this team. He's picked a few good guys late in the draft. Right. I mean, he would have been a first-round pick if he wasn't hurt. You know, he was coming off an injury. It's just the ineptitude at the general manager position has, and even if it's Matt Nagy's a problem too. Who else does that fall on? Ryan Pace. Period. That's his guy. He hired him.
No, I mean, I 100% agree. I don't think Nagy or Pace are going anywhere, though, and that sucks. In a COVID year, in a thing that where everything's been a complete debacle from the start of the year on, I don't think these guys are going anywhere. Even if they only win one more game, they could lose out the rest of the year, and I still think that both of them come back next year. Now, that being said, that's not what I want. I would love to see both of them fired tomorrow and just ride it out with Tyler Bray or some other shit stain as your quarterback. All right, ride it out the rest of the year, tank for that pick, because you know what, guys? That's what we need to get our team back on track. We need to suck. Plain and simple. Because the 18th, the 24th pick that you guys continuously fucking get, the 16th through 24th pick that you guys continuously get, is not helping your team.
Yep, it's we fucked up so badly on Kevin White, Leonard Floyd, Mitch Trubisky. That's three guys that should be the center point of this team right now, right? Theoretically, Kevin White would be a number one wide receiver.
I need him to score a touchdown tonight to win some money. Oh, real quick, before the game starts, stop Bears convo.
Okay.
Tyler picked Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the 49ers.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I know, but I can't stand Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay Packers.
No, I know. Dude, I made a bet today. Green Bay win. Anytime touchdown Devontae Adams and anytime touchdown Kevin White, baby. Boom.
That's actually a solid deal, especially
big money. Big money.
Kevin White, that might be like the Cole Kmet one that I did where I bet Kevin White Cole Kmet and then the Bears to win or the Bears over at halftime, and I got both of those in the same game.
Big money, big money.
And if anybody from Wisconsin, the government is listening, hey, get out of your asses, legalize sports betting.
Come say hi. I tried to get Megan on here to say hi. She said, no, I just got out of the shower. You're an idiot. Get out of
here. Legalize sports betting in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm tired of making this fucking chump bets more. So
yeah, it's no fun. I don't feel like driving to Chicago every weekend to make bets just to try to win some money. Let me do that shit on my fucking phone on the couch. I know a bunch of people who do, Mike included, that make these bets while the game's happening. They're not degenerates. They're just enjoying football.
I kind of am, though, at the same time. I'm kind of a degenerate when it comes to it.
Do I have to start a petition for Wisconsin to allow sports betting? Because
Wisconsin's fucking up everything with the election, with COVID.
Wisconsin fucks everything up always.
What is Wisconsin doing up there, man? They have more people that voted that live there.
Yeah. No. I don't want to talk the election.
Yeah, we're not talking
I'll end up and personally, I'm not going to say whatever, but if people don't like, they can see what I like on fucking Twitter. If they don't like who I like, I don't need you. I don't need you as my followers anyways.
I voted for Theo Epstein.
I voted for Mickey Mouse. I didn't, but
I voted for Theo Epstein.
Theo's not a bad choice. Maybe like a Mark Cuban or Pat Riley would have been a good one. That guy knows how to build.
I have a feeling that if Pat Riley was elected president, it'd be like, I don't know, like it'd be like World War II. Like he would be
elected.
He'd be like a weird, I like Pat Riley. He's a good dude, but he'd be like a weird, like Stalin or a weird. Get out of here. Go on.
It'd be Pat Riley as president, but he would never do anything. He would just make his vice president do everything, just kind of like how it is right now, where he's running the team, but he's got like Eric Spoelstra as the head coach, but he's still probably like, hey man, make sure we do this, make sure we do that. That's just how I feel like it would be.
Hey, try and get LeBron.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But
try and get LeBron.
Fucking
I don't know, man. Listen, back to the Bears stuff. Listen, this team is fucking hurting right now. We're not saying anything that everybody doesn't know. The O-line sucks.
Right.
And the fucking Matt Nagy can't call a play to save his life. The defense is being wasted. We got to switch this shit up, and that's how you switch it up. Let's move on to week 9 here, Angelo. We didn't want to be on this thing all night. We're just beating the same fucking dead horse that we've been hearing all week in Chicago here. All right, everybody that's listening to this, everybody's saying the same exact thing. Week 9 is not an easier matchup, man.
No,
Week 9 is not an easier matchup. You got Tennessee. You're going down there to Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Davis down there, Corey Davis. It's not going to be an easy matchup again for this defense. And for the offense, this is one thing I will say, is that the fucking Tennessee Titans can't stop a third down to save their life.
Yeah, they only have 7 sacks all season.
All right, they have no pass rush going on, and I think you can honestly maybe continue the run game this week with David Montgomery. I can see David Montgomery having a nice week this week, but they have to understand that you got to run the fucking ball to create the play option, to create the passing plays. They have to get that through their head. All right, I don't know. I mean, it's not brain science, guys. It's not rocket science. You gotta figure out what the fuck you're doing.
And that's the thing, is we talked about it on Sunday, is Matt Nagy keeps coming out telling everybody, hey, once the offense starts clicking, it'll be this, it'll be that, it'll be this. We've never seen this offense click. Never. If 21st offense overall in 2018 is this offense clicking, then we hired the wrong guy. Because you hear it. If you listen to the ESPN Chicago, you heard it all day. Waddle talks about how the last 31 games, this team is averaging below 18 points a game. Below 18 points a game in 31 games. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Trash, bro.
A high school football team puts up more points than that.
All right, listen. Okay, so we got a question from the chat here. Ron Rutnow, I wish we could pull it up on screen. I wish I could get these guys on YouTube, but for some reason, StreamYard doesn't let us promote the questions from Facebook Messenger on there, which is goofy. I don't know why it doesn't do that. But anyways, Ron wants to know: is it time to give up on this season? And dude, honestly, yes. It's time to give up on this season. As a legit Bears fan, if they make the playoffs, guys, they're only going to break your fucking heart. They don't have what it takes to get past the second round, first round, or even to the Super Bowl. They don't have what it takes. They are not that team. They are not that team. They're not going to beat Seattle. They're not going to beat San Fran. They're not going to
Whoa. San Francisco is garbage.
They're not going to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Bears can't do anything on fucking offense.
Hold on.
They won't beat Arizona. They won't. They may be. You know who they might beat? The Cowboys, Eagles, or the Giants. That's who they may be able to beat in the NFC. Every other NFC team come playoff time, they are not going to be able to beat. I don't care. And you can roast my ass on it, Angelo. I don't care. It is what it is, man. That's how I believe.
Let's recap, okay? The beginning of this year, terrible. Kobe died, right? Then in March, there was a giant fucking pandemic, shut the entire country down, right?
Yeah.
Then nothing good has happened since, and now we're dealing with a bullshit election situation. The Bears are 5-3. Does it suck? Absolutely, because they're not good. But don't give up on the season yet. We need something to hold on to in this year, because regardless of who wins the election, it's just going to be a shit show for the next 3 months. Let the fucking Bears just hold on, Ron. Hold on to that hope that the Bears can somehow magically pull out a win against the Titans, because the Titans defense isn't good, right? You pull out a win, you're 6-3. Then you play the Minnesota Vikings, who Matt Nagy has had their number. He has never lost to the Minnesota Vikings. You go into the bye week, you're 7-3, playing the vaunted Green Bay Packers, who can't stop a fucking turtle crossing the road. And you go in there, you surprise them, you're 8-3. Damn. Feeling good.
Nuts.
Feeling good going into December. Christmas is coming. The Bears make the playoffs.
Christmas is coming. There's going to be a miracle. Timmy's going to grow a new leg.
We're going to see Santa Sleigh 2.0. Mitchie T is coming back for a Santa Sleigh 2.0.
Yeah.
And then the Bears ride that shit into the playoffs and win. They might not get to the Super Bowl. They could win the first round. Ron, hold on to that hope, man. Hold on to it.
Listen, one of my favorite sayings is, Angelo?
Shit in your hand or something like that.
Hope in one hand and shit in the other.
That's
See
right.
which one fills up faster. All right, that's legit. Hope in one hand and shit in the other. See which one fills up faster.
Well, if you ask me, hope is already here, baby. It's right here.
No, not in this Bears team. I have no hope in this Bears team whatsoever. And I'm a Bears fan, guys. I'm a Bears fan. But until they start doing shit the right way, I feel like such a dickhead. All right, and I'm always shitting on my Bears every single week. Every single week I come in here and just do nothing but bitching and complaining about the Chicago Bears. And to this point, they haven't changed my mind in the last fucking 20 years. So I'm going to continue to do so because they suck. All right, I'm a Bears fan and they suck. It's better to be a real fan and know when they suck than to be that high hopeful Bear fan and get your heart broken every year. All right, I'm the same exact way with the Cubs. When they suck, plain and simple. I'm not, we'll wait until next year. No, this team blows. They need a second baseman. They need a shortstop. They need a center fielder. They need a leadoff hitter. They need somebody that can hit the fucking ball. Same thing with the Bears. They need somebody that can block. They need another guy that can catch the ball. They need a quarterback that can get those guys the fucking football. All right. Yep. But above all, they need an O-line to protect the quarterback that's throwing the fucking ball to whoever they're throwing the ball to. Plain and simple. All right. And without an O-line, this team sucks, and you should give up all hope. Send this team, light it on fire, give it the Viking death, send it out to sea, fire a fucking arrow right to the wooden bed, and watch it burn and sink in demise and despair and complete shit of what it is of the season, because that's exactly what it is. It's a shit season by a shit coach.
It's a shit season, boy.
It's a shit season by a shit coach, by a shit team with a shit GM and a shit quarterback situation, and above all, a shit offensive line. So what do we do with poop, guys? We put it in a bag, we light it on fire, and we put it to our nearest neighbor's doorstep. Let's give it to the Detroit Lions. There you go.
Fuck, I'd rather be Detroit right now than the Bears.
Thank you. And I have more hope in Detroit than I do the fucking Bears team right now.
Solely based on the quarterback position. But look at that. Look how, the Lions have been shit, right, for a long time. But they've always had Matt Stafford, when he's healthy, throw up 5,000 yards a year. I exaggerate a little bit. But
not much.
Even when the Packers are really bad, like right now, right, they're still putting up points. There's a difference between being bad and having holes in the team to fill and then being the Bears. There's holes that they have to fill, but they have no way of filling them because they're stuck literally where the Jacksonville Jaguars have been. We are just like the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
We're good one year, shit the next 5, and then good another year, shit the next 5.
When the Bears were 5-1, I made a statement on Twitter saying it. I don't know why, but I said, I was like, this Bears team reminds me a lot of the 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars team. I said that on Twitter, and they did, because Blake Bortles, not good. That defense that the Jaguars had was amazing. All right. But that's what they reminded me of. Now what this Bears team reminds me of, and I get it, injury goes a long way, is last year's Bears team. They remind me of an 8-8 team, 7-9. They don't remind me of a playoff caliber team. They're going to miss the playoffs this year. Mark my words, right now, November 5th, 2020 at 7:42 p.m., the Bears are going to miss the playoffs this year. And in a year where almost half the fucking league makes the playoffs and they miss the playoffs, everybody should be fired.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Now,
I'm saying it right here. Angelo, I'm not even joking. Right now, 7:42 p.m., November 5th, 2020, I am going to go back to this part in the show come the end of the year, and I am going to bring it up and say, hey, listen, I told you guys that this team sucks and they weren't going to make the fucking playoffs. We got a question from the chat here really quick.
Yeah, I was just about to
go ahead.
Tarbill asks, does Nagy give up play calling?
No chance.
I don't agree with that. I don't think he gives up play calling before the bye. I do think, however, if this team keeps going the way they're going, during the bye, he gives up play calling simply because of this. He's not hey, you heard him. I'm not an idiot. He's not an idiot, supposedly, right? He has to know his job is on the line, period. You have to know. You know when you're not performing at a job, right? We've all been there. When you go into work, you're like, everyone's looking at me because I'm fucking up all the time. Like, you know when you're not performing at work.
I just drove that forklift through the wall. Oh, no.
Yo, I used to, when I was younger, 19, I worked for a company up here where I had to help build army trucks, right?
God.
These hands were not made for manual
wonder why
labor
we lost
like
Vietnam. I'm just joking.
And one of my tasks was to put in a power steering reservoir on one of these trucks. Tighten, crack the shit out of it. Power steering fluid went everywhere. Guess what the fuck I thought? Wow, I'm not good at this job. Fast forward a week and a half later, I got fired. Why? I seen that coming. I knew I wasn't cut out for that job, right? Matt Nagy has to see it. If he can't get his offense fixed before the bye week, he needs to give up play calling, because if he doesn't, he will get fired. It's as easy as that. I'd rather go out giving the fucking reins to somebody else to try to keep my job than just shitting on myself and losing my job.
That's the thing, Happy. You're just not any good. Plain and simple. You're just not any good, Matt Nagy. That's the thing, Matt Nagy. You're just not any good. Give it up. But I don't think he gives it up, man. And I tell you why. All the way in Matt Nagy's career out there in Kansas City, he got to play. Listen, everybody knows that Andy Reid is the play caller out there. All right. He hit a snag against the Jaguars team in 2017, couldn't get anything going. He's like, listen, I can just somebody else take this because I ain't getting dick done. Gave it to Matt Nagy. They ended up winning that game. Casey ended up winning that game. They wrote it out with Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy knows and thinks in his mind that coming from KC, your head coach is going to call your plays. Right. Unless you come into a big, big bind. All right. Now, at that specific time, KC was fighting for a playoff spot and so on and so forth. Okay. But I don't think Matt Nagy is going to I don't think Matt Nagy can give up his pride like that, is what I'm trying to say, I suppose. He's not. Let me tell you something. One thing that I've learned, I'm a young guy, but I'm an old soul. All right. I like to think so anyways. One thing that I realize is that pride is a foolish thing, guys.
Yeah.
It's a very foolish thing. All right. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice something to get something else that you want. All right. Now look at me, all fucking scholarly like over here. The guy that says dick and fart jokes 90% of his life. All right. But I'm being serious. And I think that Matt Nagy is too stubborn to give up his position as head coach and as play caller. Okay, and that's legit. I don't think he gives up play calling. So Tarbell, Angelo and I are both on opposite ends of the spectrum here. But I mean, I don't think so, man. I really don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean, if he does, it won't happen until the bye week. I just don't see, unless they go out Sunday and get just completely annihilated and don't score any points, which I don't see that happening. Because you can't keep doing what you're doing. You just can't. No. It's not working. It hasn't worked. It wasn't Mitch. It's not Nick. It's this offense. Like we talked about on Sunday, the players look lost, right? Which means what? That this offense is too confusing. And if we know the team looks lost, Nagy has to see that the team looks
okay. Lost. So do you think, really quick, do you think, and this is for you guys in the chat too, do you, Angelo, and this is a question for you, you just said that the offense is too confusing.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think the offense is too smart, or do you think the offense is too dumb?
Like, is Matt Nagy's offense too smart, or is our offense too dumb?
Like, no, is Matt Nagy's offense too smart, or is Matt Nagy's offense too dumb? That's the question I want tonight.
I think in Matt Nagy's mind, it's a very smart offense. I think it's a dumb offense. I mean, it has to be. We've watched this offense, right? There is nothing in this offense that ever leads to something else. There's nothing that's ever set something up in this offense. Rarely. You don't run the ball to set up a play action ever. You don't go deep to set up, pull the defense back to set up a good run. They don't do any of that. So it has to be a dumb offense. Now, Matt Nagy will tell you that, it's really complicated. This guy has to go here at that time and that and this and this. Guess what? Football isn't a perfect game. So if you design an offense that has to work absolutely perfect, it'll never work.
Yeah. I think this offense is way too dumb too. I really do. I really firmly believe that this offense is way too dumb. All right. I don't think I think you're right too, where I think you think that Matt Nagy thinks this offense is really smart, but you can't keep on calling plays to Cordero. See that? I got that shit right now.
Nice.
You can't keep on calling plays to Cordero Patterson when everybody, including on the field, but also including at home on their couch, knows where the ball is going when that man is on the field.
Right.
Now, I'm not taking anything away from Cordero Patterson. The guy's an athlete. The guy's in the NFL. I'm not taking one drop of athleticism away from Cordero Patterson. Okay, he's been productive everywhere he's been. Okay, and I think that the guy is a fucking gamer. I really do. I wish the guy was returning kickoffs and punts for us, to be honest with you. Okay, but you got to figure it out, man, because when he's on the field, everybody knows what you're doing. Everybody knows.
And as a coach, you would see that, right? You'd say, "Oh, everybody expects me to give it to him."
You can't see
right.
If you can't see that being the guy that coaches the fucking team, there's a problem.
Right, and that's the thing. We all know Cordero goes in the game, he's getting the ball. How hard is it to put a couple of play action plays in there for Cordero Patterson? Because the defense is going to drop down to guard him because they automatically think you're giving him the ball. The other thing that I think Matt needs to do is go back to running the offense the way they were running it the first two games. I'm not saying have Nick Foles under center every single snap, but when you give the ball to your running back already 5 yards deep, and if I know you know who Berlissimo is, I follow him on Twitter.
I love Georgie.
Right. If you give the ball to the running back 5 yards back, he needs to get 7 to 8, 9 yards to make that a good, successful run. With your offensive line that gets pushed back 3 yards, you get nothing. You need to have it up front, close, personal with your line. Get all touchy-feely under there. Hold that ball underneath the butt. Pull that shit out and hand it off, man. Even if that's all they do. Get the ball, hand it off. Get the ball, hand it off. Get the ball, hand it off. Because then you know what they do? The defense says, oh, shit, they're under center. They're probably going to run the ball. You get the ball. You pretend to hand it off. You roll and throw the ball deep. Easy as that. It's the old Madden trick, man. Run, 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 run. And then play action. You get the defense running one way down the field.
I seriously firmly believe that this offense would be better underneath a Madden balanced playbook from Madden 2020, 2021, the show. I firmly believe that even with the banged up offensive line, I think if you had the Madden balanced playbook, the one that you actually got to go in the system and switch the playbook from Matt Nagy and go to balanced. That's the name of the playbook. Balanced playbook. Yeah. They'd be a better team.
Yeah, it's not a good situation right now. And like we talked about, for any real change to happen.
I know there's like a little slight second delay on this, but I didn't even see Tarbill's comment where he's like, children playing Madden pick better plays than Matt Nagy does.
Bro, my 6-year-old plays better at Madden than Matt Nagy. He just runs the ball and scores touchdowns. Whoa. Crazy.
Yeah. I
would hate to be an offensive player on this team.
Well, you got to understand though too. Now I'm not cutting all this shit on David Montgomery, and I'm not pinning it all on all of it Jesus Christ, I sound like Greg Braggs. I'm not putting this all on Matt Nagy. Okay, I'm really not, because there has been injuries. There is COVID. Like you said, you lost your best O-lineman at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And now Cody Whitehair's going down with COVID and a calf injury and this, that, and the other thing. And you only have one legitimate throw. You only have one legitimate option on your offensive side of the ball. Okay, you literally do. And that's Allen Robinson. He is the most secured option that you have. All right. The O-line struggles, the O-line health issues and stuff like that really decimate and, really put a hurt on this run game. Okay.
Right.
I had every thought in mind this year that David Montgomery was going to come out here and be a fucking beast and be like, listen, there's a reason you guys drafted me where you guys drafted me. Okay. I really firmly believe that. Okay. I still think David Montgomery is a guy. I still think he's a big part of this offense. But with the offense so just sporadically hurt up and down from left tackle to right tackle and everything in between, it's a struggle for him. And you're going to see this. You're wasting a talent there too. I really do believe that. I don't think David Montgomery is a bad running back. You're wasting a talent there too, just like you're wasting on the defensive side of the ball.
I agree with the defensive side of the ball thing. Is he Matt Forte? No, not at all.
You don't know.
That's true. We don't know.
You don't know because the three.
But
the
Matt Forte also played behind.
Matt Forte played behind Olin Kreutz. Matt Forte played behind Roberto Garza. Matt Forte played behind good offensive lineman. He played
some, yes.
Yeah, I understand he also played behind Jamarcus Webb too. That's understandable. Right. But there's more holes on this offensive line and last year's offensive line than there was ever in the Forte years.
This might be the worst offensive line I've ever seen the Bears have. And they've had some pretty shit offensive lines.
This may be the worst offensive line I think I've seen in football.
Possibly. Especially now with all the injuries.
And one thing that we didn't even touch on either, we would touch on it in a minute. Dude, fucking Mitch Foles. Mitch Trubisky. I mean, honestly, let's just create a superhuman quarterback that sucks. You get Mitchell Trubisky.
Well, I think if you fuse them together,
you would still have a shitty quarterback. Let's do it this way. How do we create the worst quarterback out of Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky? All right, I'll let you start. You pick
the
from
worst
head to toe,
quarterback.
The worst quarterback. All right, you ready? You start. We're going from head to toes. All right, you start.
So
go.
Starting with his head, obviously, Nick Foles' hair is worse than Mitch Trubisky's hair. I would also say you put Mitch's brain inside of that head because at least Foles can do shit at the line to change plays. Mitch can't. Then you go down to the shoulders. Mitch obviously has weak shoulders. We're finding that out now. So I'd give him that.
We're supposed to go like one. You do one. I do one.
Go ahead. Then you go the rest of the way.
Since you already half undressed the Mitch Foles. All right.
The majority of it is Mitch, but
the Mitch Folsenstein.
Yeah, keep going.
Folsenstein kind of fits. All right. Honestly, anything Mitch,
except for the mobility.
If you take Mitch, lose the mobility, and give him an extra 7 inches of height, and either way, width, height, girth, whatever you want to call it. All right.
Nick Foles.
Yeah, Nick Foles. You give him that 7 inches of Nick Foles. You give him that 7 inches of Nick Foles. That's sturdy 7 inches. All right, you give him that fucking hard 7 inches of Nick Foles, and then you just take away the mobility of Nick Foles or of Mitch Trubisky. You give him that statue fucking.
You can't even tell them apart. You're over here all confused.
Honestly, you know what I think we get? I think we'd probably end up getting Blake Bortles.
Shit. I think Allen Robinson would take take Blake Bortles at this point than either.
You ain't fucking joking, buddy. I would take it. I would take Block A right now.
Let's just talk about that for a second. How shitty it must be to be Allen Robinson, right? You see guys like Tyler Lockett, who I would put Allen Robinson in that same category if he had a good quarterback. I think that is what Allen Robinson could be if he had a good quarterback. He could be
fairly even. I think they're fairly even.
Right. But Russell Wilson makes Tyler Lockett so much better. Mitch Foles doesn't.
Mitch Foles. That's our new name for
That's all I'm gonna refer to every quarterback from now on as Mitch Foles.
Foles.
He had both of them. I felt like I was all for extending Allen Robinson, right?
Mitch Blake Foles.
I have a buddy on Twitter, Ethan, and he always, every time I say extend A-Rob, he's always like, why the hell would he want to stay there? And I come up with some bullshit excuse of why. Oh, he likes the city.
Well, they got Mitch Foles.
He's a loyal team guy, blah, 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 blah. Bro, free that man. Free Allen Robinson.
Yep.
Hashtag free A-Rob12, baby. Get him out of here.
I know I've said this to you too, man, but if I was Allen Robinson and how disgruntled I would be throughout this whole bullshit with the Chicago Bears and them not extending me.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, how disrespectful.
And then you extend a backup running back before you extend. Now, I'm talking as Allen Robinson here. If I'm Allen Robinson, this is what I'm saying. Okay, you ready? I am not signing with you, Chicago Bears. Don't even offer me a contract. In fact, if you can trade me, because you know where I'm going to go since you just fucked me in 3 years of my career. I'm going to go to Green Bay.
Fucking Green Bay.
And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to
Ethan's a Packer fan.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to play wide receiver for a quarterback that's going to be an eventual Hall of Famer before he decides to move on and go someplace else. And then I'm going to sign that 2-year deal and stay up there with Aaron Rodgers throwing me fucking dimes all over the field, not putting my head at risk of CTE like your fucking 2 quarterbacks down here in Chicago.
I don't think I've ever seen Allen Robinson yet catch a pass where he didn't have to have some kind of outrageous twist, turn, dive.
I mean, look at that touchdown catch he had this last week.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Amazing.
I've never seen anybody get hit in stride.
That's what I'm doing, man. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly.
And that's why the Bears so we talked about this before the trade deadline. The Bears should get your heart out of the equation. The Bears are not going anywhere. You said it earlier. As much as it kills me to say, I know I dicked around with the whole, they're going to do this. Blah, blah, blah. My brain tells me that this team is going nowhere, right? You should have traded Allen Robinson. What are you going to do? Franchise him next year? Why? What's the point?
Yeah.
There's no point.
Right.
You should have traded him, gotten some draft picks. The same thing with Khalil Mack. I feel like if you got rid of Mack at this point, the defense would still be pretty similar. I don't think it would be as good, but I don't think it would drop off that much. He really hasn't done a lot the last season and a half. You know, I know he's battled injuries. He's still Khalil Mack. He draws a lot of pressure, but that's still a 1st and 2nd round draft pick.
So I get what you're saying, man. 100%. I get it. All right, but you still have a little tiny bit of hope that you can turn this ship around a little bit in the draft if you can fucking figure it out. All right, there's been plenty of teams that have done it. For God's sakes, Cleveland has done it. Okay, and Cleveland is one of the worst teams in the NFL for 30 years. Okay. Look at the Bengals, for crying out loud. They still have a terrible defense, but they go out, they suck. They grab Joe Burrow, they grab T. Higgins. They have Joe Mixon, they have Giovanni Bernard, they had Tyler Eifert, but now they ended up getting another tight end up there. I forget who the hell it is. But you know, they did their job. Now they're starting to build right now and getting back to a legitimate team. I tell you right now, man, I would gladly trade places with the fucking Bengals right now. And I mean that.
Yeah, because they got Joe Burrow.
You know, they have zero defense, but they have a legit They have legit wide receivers over there. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins. Now they got Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard. And I'm forgetting who the tight end is over there. I don't know why I'm forgetting it. But like legit, man, like it's a nightmare.
Let me ask you.
Bears team is not good.
No. If there was a quarterback on this team, we talked about this last year when Mitch wasn't playing well. And we're not going to go to who the hell was the backup last year? Chase Daniels. They're not going to go to Chase because, what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. If their quarterback, let's say the Bears had drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round, right? We'd feel so different about this team because we could be like, oh, well, just throw this kid in there, let him play the rest of the games. But that didn't happen. We got stuck with Nick Foles, who we were told is going to be this guy that knows the offense. He's got familiarity with Matt Nagy, and it just it doesn't seem to be clicking. Can it click? Maybe. Has it? No. Why should we have any reason to believe that it's going to?
Right. No, exactly. You should have no reason that you think it's going to change.
Right.
None. So, I mean, on that note, man, I mean, that's pretty much all I got for this thing. I'm tired of ranting and raving and bitching about the Bears here. It's only making me upset. It's the same thing that we do every single week, man. I know I have to be better. I have to be a better fan. I understand that, but after so many years,
no, why?
No, listen, I do. Like I have to be a better fan. I got to appreciate what they've done for me, and what they've done for me is caused me headaches and migraines and heartburn, and I don't know how many heart attacks. All right, it's exactly
the old.
I appreciate what they've done for me, but at this point, man, if they don't right this ship soon, I may stop watching them entirely and still be a Bear fan. I like football, the game. I can throw on any game. It doesn't matter. It could be, the Washington football team against the Sisters of the Nazarene, and I could watch it. I don't care. All right, I don't care. I watched Maction for crying out loud last night. That's what I was watching, and that's terrible football, boys. All right, that's terrible football. But I was sitting there watching it. But I'm telling you, man, this Bears team, it's hard. It's hard to follow football when your team is just bad. When your team's bad, it's not fun. When your team's great, fucking football is fantastic. But when your team's, and it goes for every sport, when your team's not good, it's not fun. It's not fun.
It's not.
Angelo, you got anything else for us, my man?
Make sure you guys check out the store.
Yeah, I was going to say the same exact thing. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that. That's what I got for you guys too. Make sure you guys go to the store right here, www.superiorembroidery.net/FatMike/shop/home. Get yourself there. Get yourself the new Sport Court t-shirt. I know I just ordered mine, and I just ordered myself a new 1252 sports hoodie, baby. I can't wait to rep that bad boy. As soon as I get it, I'm going to be repping that shit all the time.
I'm excited for my Talking Football shirt. I'm really I like the one.
Did you get the brown one?
I did, yeah. I'm really excited for it.
That's cool as shit, isn't it? Yeah, we come up with some good stuff. And if
that'd be cool.
You guys send us in some cool stuff. Send us in some drawings that you guys can do or some concepts. Maybe we'll make it into a shirt. Like free A-Rob 12. Free A-Rob 12. You can put that on a shirt.
Tarbill hit shirt. Tarbill hit place. We'll put that one on there for the raffle that he won.
Tarbill third place.
Yeah.
Third place.
Yep.
So that's all I got, man. Third place. I'm gonna go watch some Thursday Night Football. I got some bets going.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch it. I will, but I won't like it because the Packers are probably gonna win. I picked the 49ers.
I'm gonna watch it, but I don't have to like it.
That's right. I'll deal with it because that's what I do. For the love of this show, I will put myself through watching Aaron Rodgers.
Devontae Adams just scored a touchdown, and I just want some money.
Just scored? Oh, no, that was the first score.
Devontae Adams scored. And I just want some money because I made that bet. Devontae Adams for his touchdown score. Boom. All right, so far, so good. Now Kevin White needs to touch one. Yeah, baby.
He will right now. Now he got the
Let's
ball,
hope.
so he'll score right now, and you'll be good.
Let's hope.
But-
All right, guys. You guys have a good night. I will talk to you guys soon. Andrew Tarbill saying shaving time. Open up my.
He looks like he's got a nutsack. Looks like he's got a nut.
Clean.
You should have won that prize, Mike, because you need to shave that nutsack off your face right here on the bottom.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The Babe Lincoln? I ain't getting rid of this, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Awesome, bro. I love this.
Yeah, but
That's starting
Tarbill,
to look
enjoy that the Manscaped, man. Take a picture.
Yeah, Tarbill.
Take a picture of the kit when you get it. Don't take a picture of you using the kit when you get it. I don't
Fuck
want
it. Send us a picture of your balls. We'll put it on Twitter. I don't care. Fuck it. Tarbill's balls. We'll call him Andrew Tarballs.
I like it. I like
Andrew
it.
Tarballs.
That's our next shirt, and then we'll put a little razor on it.
Andrew Tarbill's Tarballs with his nutsack on the back and then like a slight bleed towards the ass.
No, they're skin safe razors, Mike. Skin safe razors.
Well, somehow he fucks it up. But all right, guys. You guys have a good one. We will talk to you guys next week. Make sure you guys tune in Sunday morning. We got a good guest coming on Sunday morning for Talking Football. We got Eric Lambert from Sports Mockery joining us. Going to talk some Chicago Bears. It should be a lot of fun. And don't forget, we also have our pick'ems and all that other good stuff. So you guys have a good night. We will talk to you guys soon. Ron, take care. Andrew, take care of our fucking number ones, man. We got to send those guys something soon. But on that note, guys, we're done, and we will see you guys live Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Don't forget, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll talk to you guys then. Take care.
Adios.